Y'all, guys, especially ladies, if you're watching this for your man friend, make sure he gets this. Make sure you get this video into his hands because we've got 55 days until Memorial Day weekend, aka Hot Boy Summer. And I'm going to make sure that y'all know how to act this summer of 2021. Roll the intro.
Problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back, tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something, that's why I ain't calling. Phone and progression, it's all that I wanted. The phone in affection, I summon and dub it. Cause I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the...
Welcome back to another episode of the Problems on Problems podcast. I am your host, Mike Santi. And this week, like I said in the intro, we are getting ready for Hot Boy Summer. You could tell by number one, my shirt, the way too many buttons undone. We'll get to that part later. But the simple fact that we've got 55 days till Memorial Day weekend, and we've got to get it together because this summer is going to be one for the books. It's post-pandemic. I mean, it's still mid-pandemic, but you know, vaccinations are coming out and all that jazz. And we're going to get you ready to make sure that you don't waste summer 2021. The first part of getting ready for summer 2021, and you've probably already thought about it now, is your body. Yep, your body. I know. You look down, you might be happy. You might not be the happiest, but that's okay. This is why we're here, to give you some motivation to get through the next 55 days, the next month and a half or so. And really, when it comes to your body, you really got two choices. You've got one, acceptance, where you can accept the fact that quarantine hasn't really treated you well. Maybe life hasn't treated you well. Maybe you haven't treated yourself well, and you're a little thick, like last week's episode. I understand. I'm a thick boy. Number one, it won't matter how much weight I lose. I'm always going to be thick. I'm okay with that. But you might have to accept the fact that you're a thick boy too, and it's going to be a thick boy summer for you. Embrace the dad bod. It's going to be okay, because the key to this is confidence. Confidence in how you act, but also confidence in what you're wearing. Like, I don't know, nice button-down shirts that give you a silhouette, a looser silhouette instead of tight t-shirts. Who knows? There are different brands out there that'll help you out with that. But then also the idea that if you're going to wear shorts, do not, guys in general, do not wear shorts that are below your knees. I swear, if I see one more dude out here rocking shorts that are down to your kneecaps, boys, those dudes out there, show off the kneecaps. Bring it above the knee. Honestly, if you're wearing anything that's more than like a 7.5 inch inseam, I hope to God you've got some long ass legs, because it's not going to be a good summer for you otherwise. So make sure you're wearing appropriate fitting clothing. But above all things, make sure you're confident out here. Unbutton a little extra buttons. Make it your thing. I don't know how many buttons I have undone because I don't count buttons anymore. I'm lazy. But yeah, figure that out. Or number two, you're about to, I don't know, get into shape. And if you're going to go for it, make sure you go for it. You got 55 days, so you can either go crazy and start pulling two-a-days out. And by two-a-days, don't go insane. Like, you're not a high school athlete anymore. Maybe you were never an athlete. But I'm saying, like, maybe a walk, jog, or run in the morning, some weights in the afternoon or evening. Pull some two-a-days. Go crazy. Or just start looking at your diet and exercise and dial that in before the summer gets here. You know, build healthy habits. If you're going to cycle to kind of cut until summer and all that stuff, you know, do your thing. You're an adult. Hopefully, if you're not an adult and you're watching this, please don't take any of this advice to heart. It's just fun. Plus, why are your parents letting you watch this? Let's talk about that at another episode. The second thing that you're going to want to get kind of, you're going to want to kind of get this in check is your money. All right. I know it's tough, especially if you're taking advice from me, but you got to start saving for the summer. You got 55 days to rack up as much money as possible. That'll give you a big enough cushion to enjoy this summer, because summer usually comes with long weekends of festivities. You're either going to go places, you might go out, you might go to parties. All those things cost money, and you got to be ready for it. Shoot, you might even see, we'll talk about that later. You might even see someone that you got your eye on that you're going to want to buy things for. maybe drinks, maybe other things. I don't know your life. But yes, make sure that you are saving money and like do what you got to do. Summer's about to be expensive, especially in a almost post-quarantine summer where vaccinations are becoming plentiful and the masses are soon to be vaccinated. You're going to want to have your money right so you can enjoy it a little bit more, especially if you're going to act irresponsibly and start doing stuff like buying up everything that you can because you spent the last, year and a half in solitary confinement, quarantine, all that jazz. So make sure you're getting on it. Make sure you're getting that money right. Save, stay in, I guess, a couple weekends. You don't got to go out every weekend, summer or not. Pre-game a little bit harder. So before you go out, if you're going out to drink and get a little saucy and stuff like that, there's no shame in getting saucy earlier. I don't know why I'm saying that word. There's no shame in getting a little buzzed, a little strong buzz sooner and saving your money at the bar, buying 1 or 2 drinks there instead of 9. That's the thing. Do whatever you need to do. Save money, pre-game sooner, donate plasma. I'm not telling you what to do with your life. I'm just saying get an Uber job or something like that, side hustle. Do whatever you need to do to stack that paper. I hate myself. But yeah, whatever you need to do to get your money right, make sure it's right because you're not going to want to be broke this summer or any summer. Number three is a good one, to me at least, because it's vacations. Now, if you're like me, and granted, I pulled the trigger on this sooner than summer 2021. Some of you may have already done this, but if you're like me and you were taking quarantine seriously in 2020, which means you were basically only going out when you had to, going to the store. If you had to go to work, cool. But if you were just staying in the whole time, not traveling or anything like that, because, fear of contracting or spreading, a little bit of the vid during this pandy, now's your time to take care of yourself, treat yourself. And that really, if it goes back to number 2, if you're saving money and you're treating your finances like you should responsibly, then, spend a little bit, go on vacation, go somewhere, go to the beach, go to the mountains, whatever you want to do, whatever it is for you. If it's not even travel, if it's just like, hey, I want to stay here, but like be able to DoorDash everything all week long, I guess free promo for them. But yeah, do your thing. Do what's going to make you happy. Treat yourself. Sometimes that's in the form of a vacation. And guys, I will tell you, you know what I'm talking about. Some of these guys' trips are genuinely better than some of these trips that you will be taking with not guys. Or friends trips, whatever you want to call it. But like, make sure you guys are going out because you've been cooped up for long enough. You're a peacock. You got to fly. You got to do your thing. Make sure you're doing that. And it all comes back to making sure your money's right. Because there are places, gosh. Yeah. I mean, there are plenty of places that you can go to that'll accommodate these vacations. And for cheap, too. Like, here we go. Free promo for everybody. Cheap Caribbean, they've got plenty, especially if you want to go somewhere tropical, warm and stuff like that. Cheap Caribbean, they've got really good deals, really cheap deals on all-inclusive resorts. Shoot, they've got deals on resorts that aren't all-inclusive. I don't know why you would want to go to that. Airbnbs internationally and all that stuff. Google Flights for cheap trips kind of thing. But make sure you're doing the necessary research to be able to go on these vacations and do your thing, which brings us to number 4. Honestly, boys, getting your money right, getting your body right, getting ready for vacations, that's all fine and dandy. But if you're doing it alone or without some ladies, what are we really doing? And I'm not saying, go be a chauvinist and all that stuff. I'm saying life is more fun when there are women around. Or dudes. If you're into dudes, I don't discriminate. That's your thing. Do your thing, man. But yeah, you're gonna want to decide how you're going to play this summer. And by play this summer, I mean, listen, decide if you're going to be single or in a relationship. If you're going to be in a relationship, probably my shortest piece of advice, because, make sure that you're taking care of your significant other. If that's a lady, make sure you're taking care of her. If that's a dude, take care of him or they, pronouns. Those are important, but make sure you're taking care of your significant other because they also deserve to have a turn 2021. I'm going to regret this 20 years from now when I said turn, but we move. But yes, if you're in a relationship, make sure that you're solid in that because 2021 is going to throw some things at you and you better make sure that relationship version of you is ready for that and ready to don't know what those sound effects are for, but make sure you're blocking all that stuff because what we're not going to have this summer, guys, we're not going to have a fuckboy summer. We'll talk about that later, but we're not having a fuckboy summer. This is a hot boy summer. We're enjoying ourselves. We're performing at a level that people love to see, and we got standards. And part of that is not being a douche nugget, okay? Douche nugget, douche nozzle. We'll come back to that. If you're single, stay single all summer. Unless for some reason you and this person have been building and working towards something else, make sure, you're going to thank me later, stay single the rest of the summer. Unless you're for sure about to marry this person because that's what summer's for. Summer romances, summer flings. The temperatures are warm. People are wearing less clothing. The drinks are flowing. Drugs. But yeah, make sure you're ready for that. And if you need help with that, I'm not your guy. Go check episode whatever it is. I'll put it up here, I think. I'll put it up here in the little, click the eye up top for the roster, what that means. I don't know if I gave you a how-to on how to build it because that's different for everybody. But needless to say, make sure that if we need to revisit the roster, that you're going to watch that episode and that you're ready for all the malarkey that's about to come. Because as Beth said by Cardi B herself, hoes be speaking Japanese. You need to be ready for that. So make sure you got everything on point. Make sure you got your body, acceptance, confidence, all that stuff. You got your money ready. You got your vacations planned out or trips that you're going to go on with your friends and everything like that so you can budget for those accordingly. And make sure that if you're going to stay single, that you're ready for that. And if you're in a relationship, that you're also ready for that because summer 2021 is promising to be a wild, wild time. But with that, we're going to do the things that we always do, take a quick break, come back, do the wrap up, and get you guys ready for your weekend.
P.O.P. all the time.
And we're back. So we're just going to start this bad boy off. Don't know why I call it a bad boy. We're going to start this bad boy off with the great debate. Last week, yeah, I'm a troll. I like chaos. If you read anything in the comments on Instagram or TikTok or anything like that, I enjoy putting y'all in a weird position. So last week we asked you a hot dog. Is it more of a sandwich or a taco? Or actually, that's not true. I asked you, is it a sandwich or a taco? And I purposely did that because, I am who I am. Shout out to the one and only person that said it's neither after I literally put a whole video that said, what are you going to do? Say neither because it's a hypothetical debate? We get it. I think we can all agree on the fact that hot dogs should be in their own category. But that being said, that's not what the fuck we asked you last week. We asked you, is it a hot dog or is a hot dog a sandwich or a taco? And 71% of you said that it is indeed a sandwich. And for the 29% that said taco, are y'all good? What's wrong with you? What's your definition of a taco? Because for me, gifted with melanin and culture and things like that. I'm not saying white people are uncultured. I'm not saying that. But in what world is bread part of a taco? Call me a purist, but a taco is any form of protein, preferably meat, that is in a tortilla. We can go fancy and start doing all these different evolutions of it from there, but that's what a taco is. At what point in time did you think a hot dog bun was a tortilla? I'm just asking. And I know it's not, no one ever feels good about answering this question, but a taco? Really? Let me know what you guys think. But this week, why am I like this? This week, I'm just curious. And listen, I'm not even going to look at who answers what this week. But when y'all wipe, do you wipe sitting down or standing up? And now I know you guys are going to say, like, the answer's obvious. 1000% guarantee that it won't be that obvious after this week. I have strong opinions, but I'm holding them till next week. So, I'm not going to get into that. But just know that I judge people that will say don't do it the way that I do it. And it's really because I don't want to think about it too much. We'll talk about it next week. But yes, wiping, sitting down or standing. Make sure you're answering the polls. Leave some comments down below. And before we get to the Friday follows, guys, real quick announcement. I know how last week, I said your boys on Spotify, we doing things big time. Pew, pew, pew. Air cannon, confetti. And I know I called out Apple. And I would like to formally apologize because we're on Apple Podcasts now. That means, honestly, 2 podcasts so far that have gotten onto Apple. I mean, it's not that hard. You really just submit it and hope to God you get approved. But Problems on Problems is now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Instagram per usual, and YouTube. We're out here. We're growing. Summer 2021 is going to be for everybody. Everybody's eating. Everybody's winning. So make sure you go check me out on Apple Podcasts. I know, same thing with Spotify. I have to remaster some of these older episodes because golly, are they trash. But once I do that and I get the quality up to standard, we'll get there. But yes, make sure you go listen to all this good stuff on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube if you want to see my face. And, we'll keep moving, we'll keep growing. But with that, we get to the Friday follows. The first follow for my beer drinkers out there, especially in Charlotte, Hopp Charlotte. Make sure you're following them. Make sure you're participating in that rewards program. It's local rewards for local pours. If you need to find out more, make sure you go follow them at Hopp Charlotte. That is HOPP Charlotte, like the city, on Instagram. And the next follow that we're going to give you, let you know, as Vin Diesel's twin goes by, you can't hear it anymore. But one friend in a truck. If you've got, I know summer's big for moving around and stuff like that. If you got small size jobs, medium size jobs, those 2 size jobs, make sure you go hit them up at One Friend in a Truck, because everybody needs a friend with a truck. He'll help you with your moves, here to there, point A to B. My man Robert's got you. So make sure you hit up at One Friend in a Truck on Instagram. But with that, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff over here, down below, all that jazz. Hit the like button. It's really not that hard. I don't even care about the bell right now. Just hit the like button. Subscribe to this channel. I know half of you guys aren't. Yes, I get stats. But on top of that, make sure you go follow at Problems on Problems Podcast on Instagram, at Problems_pod on Twitter. Hey, we're on Apple Podcasts now. We're on Spotify. Go listen over there if you guys want as well. And make sure, like always, you follow your boy, Mike Santi 18 on all social medias. But with that, guys, like I always say, if it's not a good time, hope it's a good story. And I will see you next week.
Hace calor, estamos